All right, hey guys, welcome to day number 11. We are now over halfway through with the 21 days of prayer for your business. And again, I'm so glad that you keep coming back day after day after day. So 10 million massive high fives to you for that. You just keep on keeping on. There's no stopping you. So halfway through is where more people begin to go, okay, dropping off. But you are not one of those people. You keep sticking with it, and that is awesome. So day number 11, you know the drill, you know the routine. We got a little bit of housekeeping here to do at the beginning, as always. And first thing is first here, and that is we are going to be talking about this book here today, 21 Days of Prayer for Your Business. And as we discuss this today, you do not need to have this book to do the series. We have so many new people that keep joining each and every day as we're in this process. And so we get that question asked a lot. And then also right now we're filming this via live stream, but we then upload it to YouTube for people to watch, who knows how long down the road. And so we just want you guys to know that you don't have to have this book, but we would love for you to get it if you want it. And if you do want it, it is at shop.uinfuse, spell out U-Y-O-U, infuse.com. Now, we did this series originally back last year, and we did not have this book. We just did videos just like this right here, and everybody was able to participate. We had literally thousands of people participate, and they didn't have this little book. So it is completely fine if you don't have it, but if you want to dig in a little bit deeper and do the homework, we would love for you to get it. Now, grab a notebook and grab a pen. So as we talk and as we discuss things today, I'm going to give you some questions and some things that you can dig deep and you can apply to your life, because a lot of this that we're discussing through the days is not just something that we want you to think that applies to somebody else or that it goes in one ear and out the other. We really want you to go, how does this topic, how does what we're discussing right now apply to my life? And so we ask some hard questions. We ask some things that kind of get up in your business just a little bit. We get a little nosy. Is there anybody else out there that's nosy? I mean, I'm a little nosy. Have you ever gotten a restaurant and you're sitting down, and there's like this serious conversation right here, and you somehow get sucked into somebody's conversation? Anybody else there a little nosy? Okay, just me. Man, I'm telling all my bad flaws to you guys. That's not fair. I'm not getting to hear your bad flaws on the other end. But anyway, so we want you to participate, and we don't want you to have an excuse of saying, well, I don't have the book, so I might as well turn this video off. No, please stick with us. Watch the videos. So the next thing that we always do is review the days that we have already gone over. Really, I secretly hope that somebody finds this video, and then as we're reviewing the days, they're like, ooh, that day sounds good. Oh, wait. I need to hear that day. And so they're, it kind of sucks somebody in. Hey, I'm being intentional here, guys. The next reason why we're reviewing this over and over and over is because the more you hear something, the more it sticks in and becomes repetitive. One thing I love about our Pastor Chris Hodges at Church of the Highlands, is that he is very repetitive in the key points of what he's trying to bring to the church. I told you back in several of the days about how I love watching things that they do to find success. And one of those things is that he knows the point that he's trying to make. He knows his mission, and he really doesn't veer from that. And so a lot of times it's talking about the same thing over and over and over, but in a different way. So a lot of times it's very repetitive. It's getting into you. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed or defeated that maybe day 2 or day 3 is taking you a little bit longer. It's a little hard. I need you to understand that this book, this process, it has been a process for me. It wasn't just 21 days and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Everything is just rainbows, unicorns, sprinkles on top of my life. It was a process, and it was something that I had to walk out. So if it takes you more than a day, that is completely fine. This is a process. The only way that this cannot work is if you throw in the towel. Remember what we talked about on day 7, giving up? Then you stop, and you never know what is around the corner. So let's review the days. On day 1, we talked about giving God control. Lord, I cannot do this on my own. Well, I can do it on my own, but I'm probably going to be a little bit more fulfilled, and things are probably going to be a little bit more easy if I just give you control and let you be the guide. Day number 2 is freedom from your past. You know, if we want to find success in life, success in business, we may look successful in the eyes of others, but if we have not found freedom from our past, we're going to be miserable. We're going to continue to walk around with this heavy weight, dragging these chains behind us if we can't conquer things from our past. So freedom from your past. Day number 3, we talked about how you are uniquely made. Whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's just somebody else. My neighbor is uniquely made. My coworker, my manager, my supervisor, my boss, my leader, they're uniquely made, but I'm not uniquely made. That is a lie. That is a lie. Remember what we said in day 2, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if you think that you're not uniquely made, then that is the enemy, really, I believe, at work in your life. Because you were designed for such a time as this, with unique gifts and talents. And it's for the benefit of you, but it's also for the benefit of others. So on day 3, we're talking about how you are uniquely made. Day 4, let's catch a vision. A vision, you may not see the end goal, but what is it? He is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path, and it is one step along the way. Day 5, we start becoming intentional. Now we are thinking, how can we apply these things to our life? How can we be intentional? We don't want to just know things, we want to apply it. So what are my values? What are those things that are my non-negotiables? What are those things that light a fire under me? And how can I get that into my everyday life and into my business? Because if you want to be successful, you've got to start embracing who you are, your unique designs, gifts and talents, and values. Now, once you've started becoming intentional, you have got to always be growing. That is day number 6. Because if you are not growing, you have plateaued and you have reached that level, and that is where you are staying. That's it. I hope you like where you're at, because that's where you're going to be. We need to constantly be striving to grow, to embrace growth. That's a huge value of mine. I've actually got it up on my wall in my office, always growing. Monique, you need to always be growing. We teach that to the girls. You need to always be growing. Study those things that you're passionate about. What are those things that you love? Always be growing. That led us into day number 7, which is vital, which is one of the most important days. I kind of think every day is important, but it's don't give up. The day you give up is the day you give up. The day you throw in the towel is the day you throw in the towel. It's thrown in. You have absolutely no clue what was right around the corner. Right around the corner. I go and tell you my story in day number 7. And I pray that it inspires you and motivates you to never, ever give up. We give you some great homework that day, so make sure you check out day 7. Day number 8 is live a life of worship. Oh my goodness. That is what it's all about. Whenever we take our unique design and all of these things and we say, Lord, we are doing this in worship to you, to benefit other people, but in return, you have designed us this way. You have wired us this way. You have given us these things. Now we do it in worship to you. That was day number 8. Now day number 9, we start getting into some things that are like, Let's live a life of excellence. Now, before it freaks you out, if you haven't seen the video, living a life of excellence is probably not as scary as you think. And there is a very fine line of living a life of excellence and what we talked about yesterday in day number 10, which is perfectionism weighs you down. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, it's true, right? I mean, have you ever met anybody that's like, man, I love this weight of feeling like I have to do it all. I mean, man, if I could just be like everybody, this is awesome. If I could just be perfect, it's so freeing. Oh, nobody says that. And I think it's hilarious. I've loved reading the messages and watching the comments and stuff that come across. So many people were thought, I didn't think I dealt with perfectionism until I listened to the things that you said, and hello, you pegged me. Okay, no one's half the battle. And when we can figure out these are the things that we deal with, then we know we kind of get on track on how we can conquer them, okay? So that was day number 10, which leads us into today, which again is one of the things that I believe is hands down one of outside of prayer, outside of giving God control and saying, I want you to be my top priority. Lord, I want you to have control over my business. I'm telling you, success I believe that I have found in business has come from that. But the second thing that I believe is hands down, beyond a shadow of a doubt, one of the most effective things that I have applied in my business that has got me to the point of where I'm at today is understanding the importance of creative problem solving. And that is what we're going to discuss today. You know, you're probably saying, Monique, give me some nuts and bolts. Give me some things. Give me some meat. Give me some things that I can apply. Give me a checklist. I want to know some things that I can start doing in my business to find success and to grow. And I'm going to tell you today, creative problem solving is going to be that answer for you. It really is. It may not be an easy answer, but it's going to be an answer. Now, before we dive in and before we get started, if you've got the book, could you do me a favor really quick and turn to page 80? I'll wait for you. Turn to page 80. If you don't have the book, let's just pause and wait for a second for people to turn to it. Now, I'm so very thankful that yesterday was the day that we talked about perfectionism not weighing you down. Because if you could look a little bit down midway through the last paragraph, there is a sentence that starts, we wouldn't be out of any money. Anybody else find that typo? You gotta be kidding me. Well, I'm thankful we've only had 2 typos so far that I have found in this book. But it is so fitting that the first one came on the very first day, and now this one came out on the day after finding that perfectionism shouldn't weigh us down. So I'm not going to let it weigh me down that we have forgot an apostrophe. When you spell out the word wouldn't, there is an apostrophe between the N and the T, and it is not in this book. So if you are watching this and you got that first round of books, yay you. Your book has character, man. Your book, like you were in, if you've got these typos in your book, you are like, I was in it at the beginning. If you're watching this video down the road and that is corrected in your book, you weren't on the first run. I'm glad you're here, but you weren't at that epic beginning stages. So yay you for having a typo in your book. Okay. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So today, creative problem solving. I am so excited for us to dive in. If you've got your book, we're going to start off and I'm going to read to you on page 80 under obstacles, provide opportunities. Obstacles provide opportunities. So I say, let's dive into creative problem solving, shall we? When a problem presents itself in your business, what is your very, very first reaction? Do you freak out? Is the sky falling? You remember Chicken Little? The sky's falling. Is the end drawing near? This is the end. This is the nail in the coffin. It's over. My business is over. We're never going to survive this one. Oh my gosh. How are we ever going to make it? This is the end. This is the end. One of the biggest tips that I can give you outside of praying for your business is to be a creative problem solver. You should be on cloud 9 when a difficult situation comes your way. Seriously, Monique, cloud 9, that's a little bit too optimistic for me. It's the truth. Why? Simple. Now you have the chance to think of a way around it. I would dare to say that the majority of my huge wins in business have come from solutions to problems I was facing. Let me explain. So let's go there. Obstacles that you come across in your business, in your life, anything of that nature, it does provide an opportunity for you to figure out a solution. And when you can figure out a solution, that is one step in the right direction on your road to success. So let me give you some examples. Let me grab some water first, okay? Sorry. Okay. So we started this creative problem solving in our business way before really the business even got off the ground and got started. You know, I'd like to think that my father has really taught me this in life, my earthly father. And, you know, he has always been such an amazing hard worker. I've never known my dad not to be working his tail off. It's how he's genetically wired. And he was in the building industry, and you know what happened in 2008 if you were living under a rock. In 2008, the construction industry, the building industry, the home industry, it kind of tanked. And he had some condos up in Gatlinburg that he had built, and he had a subdivision right outside of Montgomery that he had built, and he had some other homes scattered out here and there that he had built. And very long story short, he lost everything in 2008, and he tried hard to stick with it and hold on to it all, but he didn't. He ended up just having to go, you know what, this is happening. And let me tell you what my father did. My father immediately was like, I need cash. We've got to start making some money. And he went out and he started applying for different things here or there. Obviously, the construction industry was not going to be rising anytime soon. And he decided, well, you know what? I am going to go. I love to drive. I'm just going to go start driving a cab. And I remember when he told me that, I was like, you're going to drive you're going to be a taxi cab driver? Okay, well, that's a new one. But hey, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. And my dad started driving non-stop. I mean, he drove the amount of hours that he could drive in a day to make cash and supply an income for him and my mom. And that's what he did, day in and day out. And what he started doing is he kept his car very nice and clean. And then he got to a point to where he bought his own car. And he bought his own, he was making enough that he bought his own car, taxi, yellow, and he started driving it. And people, because it was clean, and he started dressing with he'd make sure to wear a button-up shirt, and he would brush his hair, and you know, he started having conversations with people. Well, now he started getting regular customers, and these people, they didn't want to be picked up by so-and-so, so-and-so. They wanted to be picked up by my dad. Because, you know, he was trustworthy. His car was clean. They felt safe. Do you know what I'm saying? So they started calling my dad over and over. So now the majority of all of his business didn't have to go through dispatch. The majority of his business was going through one-on-one contacts of him giving his business card. Now he started picking up corporate clients. So now these corporate individuals who were coming into town were saying, we want you to, can you pick us up? Can you pick us up? Well, now all of this is beginning to happen. One thing leads to another, and my dad is like, you know what? I'm just going to start my own sedan service. And he begins his own sedan company in Birmingham, Alabama. And I will tell you, which by far became one of the top in the area. He found a problem, this problem of we don't have money. I need to supply an income. The housing market has crashed. I'm not going to sit here, whine, complain, and cry. I'm going to go out and I'm going to find a solution. And he did. He went out, he found a solution. He saw that people didn't want to ride in a messy car. He saw that people didn't feel safe. He saw maybe if I wear a button up, people are going to, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, maybe if I clean up. He found a problem and he created a solution. My dad just recently, I'm so very proud of him, just sold that business this past year. My dad's now with me. If many of you follow me on social media, you've seen the little prankster jokes I've been playing on my dad, but I've been begging my dad, goodness gracious, every once in a while. I can't believe I think this is the day I'm not going to cry. But, my dad comes down here, my mom and dad come down here with us to the beach, and they're spending this month with us because he's retired now. Yay, he sold his business, and he's retired now. And I was watching my dad really work himself to death. I really was. I hated seeing him always worn out and tired. He was working way more than he should. And I said, Dad, please, you've got, you really, you need to retire soon. Please sell your business. There's even times I took it upon myself because I'm a little bit of a control freak. And I was went onto social media and was like, does anybody want to buy my dad's business? Literally, I have done that. Who wants to buy? He doesn't know it's for sale, but who wants to buy it? And, so, anyway, I have just been, it's been so amazing just to sit back now and watch him relax. I've been doing these funny videos of him falling asleep, and but all kidding aside, I have watched him live this life, this example before me of not crying, not whining. Pull your big girl panties up and let's find a solution to a problem, because when you do, that gets you moving in the right direction. So how did I apply that into my life? How can I tell you that outside of prayer, being a creative problem solver has helped us find success in our business? Well, before it even got started, in January of 2013, when I started the 21 days of prayer, before I started that, our company was offering these free products. I think I told you about it in a previous video. And if you spent a certain amount, you got those products for free. Well, I didn't want to do the business side of the company. However, I really wanted these free products. Insert problem. I quit work in August the previous year, my nursing job, and we had no money. You have heard the story. Day number 7, flat broke, nada. No money, no money. And I want these free products. And my husband, being the genius that he is and the amazing creative problem solver that he is, he says, Monique, why don't you allow people to order some products from you? When they do that, then you're going to be able to reach that amount. You don't even have to have any money out of pocket. And voila, there is your free products. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're a genius. And there we went. I did it. I got tons of orders, which I was not really expecting. I was expecting to reach a certain amount, but I was able to get those free products 3 different times because I had so many orders come in. So I was like, well, okay, I still don't want to do the business. I don't want to do the business. Don't ask me to do the business. And then all of these people started coming to me saying, oh my gosh, I love this product. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I like it too, but I'm not going to do the business. And one thing led to another, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I will think about the business. Insert next problem. I had done business in the past and failed. I had done business in the past and allowed my priorities to get out of line. I had done business in the past and not let God have control. Insert creative problem solving. Hello, Monique. You've always said if you ever did a business again in the future that you would make sure to devote 21 days of prayer to it. Well, hello, it's January, and here we are. Your church is in the middle of a 21 days of prayer and fasting. Why don't you devote some prayer to it? Ding, 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 ding. That's pretty amazing. Handing over control to God, So now I start doing this creative problem solving, I'm going to devote prayer to it. Well, you know the story. I get a vision and I figure out this is the way that I want to do it. And what happened? The February 15th happened. Oh, you know, day number 7, the major car breaks. You know, let's give up. I want to give up. You know, well, I didn't give up. And about that time, you remember the wedding I told you about? The wedding that we had no money to get to and no clothes. I need to show you the picture. Oh, man. I just found a picture the other day of us. Oh, bless our hearts. We were looking rough. And so, anyway, we go to this wedding, and right before we go to the wedding, my little business was taken off. I had 10 people on my team, and they were all blowing up. I just thought they were blowing up my inbox. I had no clue what was coming down the road, but I was getting all of these messages of, I don't understand how this works. I don't understand how this works. I've got somebody who's wanting to get started with this. I don't know how to do it. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've got 10 people asking me questions. I'm freaking out. I don't know if I can do all of this. So I said, Jeremiah, what's going to happen? We're going to be traveling. I'm not going to be able to answer these questions. I need to answer these questions. And he's like, well, what can we do? What's the solution? I'm like, well, I don't know. I read this article about somebody who started growing their business with a Facebook group. So maybe we start a Facebook group and put them in the Facebook group. And if we put them in the Facebook group, then maybe I answer the question one time, because they've probably got all of the same questions. And if I can answer it one time, then they all see it, the other 9 see it, and they're like, they have an answer before the question has even presented itself in their mind, right? Genius! Hello. So Jeremiah is literally packing the car, and I'm in the back room starting a Facebook group, not putting hardly any thought or effort into the name. I mean, it was just like a cheesemo name, like, here you go. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Create group. And it began. There was a problem. Here was a solution. That Facebook group ended up growing and growing and growing and growing into this massive community, which was a huge part of the success that we found in Young Living. People wanted to be belonging. People wanted to be a part of something. So you start seeing, whoa, this is very interesting. Throughout the course of the next 4 years, I'm telling you, time and time and time again, problems. We've got an issue. We need a website. Jeremiah, I remember in April calling my husband the very next month and going, this Facebook group's getting out of control. Oh my gosh, they're asking a lot of questions, and maybe we need a little website. Maybe we need a little website. We still have no money. Remember, we have no money, but we had some free nights at a hotel built up. And so I said, let's go. I called him at work and said, do you have vacation time? Can you take off a couple of days? Because we've got to build a website. We've got to get a website. We have to do it. There was a need. We created a solution. I didn't sit and cry. I said, we need to do something. And we did something. Time and time again, I can look at the spikes and the growth in our business, and I can say, oh, that is when we figured this out. That is when we did this to fix that problem. I kid you not, every single time was a creative solution to a problem that we were facing. There was a time where I was staying up from morning until night, typing in on these graphics people's information to help them grow their business. I wanted to give them some marketing materials. So we had a girl on our team who was a complete genius when it comes to business and graphic design, who created these amazing graphics, and I would get them, and then I would type in people's name, their information, how to get started, their email address, and we would give it to people because they wanted to have some material to grow their business, right? Creative problem solving. And Jeremiah would come in and he would look at me, he would say, you've been there all day typing in that information into Photoshop. There's got to be a better solution. Like, you are spending all day and your time may need to be going to different places. While yes, this is benefiting your business and it's growing, how can we take this? Is only going to get bigger and bigger, and it's only going to get to where you can't manage it. Monique, I believe there is probably a software that can be developed that'll do all of that for you, and you won't have to spend all day. So we went and we met with a software developer. Problem, I can't be sitting here typing all day this information. Solution, go and meet with a software developer, tell him your vision, and he developed this amazing program that all you had to do was plug in this awesome graphic. The people would have their information inputted in, and then every time, bam, information on it. And we were not having to do that. Problem, solution. There was a time when I was teaching class after class after class, and people were asking the same questions over and over and over. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, they were going to ask it. Same question, same question, same question. So I grabbed a notebook, started writing down information. These are the things that are asked consistently over and over and over and over. Gave that information to someone on our team who was able to turn it into a beautiful handbook that then helped our organization grow. Here's a problem, here's a solution. Time and time and time again, I can look back and say the most massive wins in our business came whenever we saw a problem and we found a solution to fix it, okay? Now, if you go to page 81, the very first thing, I'm seeing if I didn't forget anything. Midway through at the top, I just say, each time an obstacle came in front of us, it provided an opportunity every single time. So then down in the next paragraph, I say, how can we fix something? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself, okay? Ask yourself these questions. How can we fix something? How can I fix something? How can we make this better? How can I make this better? How can this process, or how can this be done easier? If you want to find success in your business, then see problems and obstacles as opportunities. These issues provide the platform for you to step to the plate and be creative. The bigger the problem, the harder it will be to push through it to find a solution. The bigger the obstacle, the bigger the problem, the harder it's going to be for you to push through to find a solution. Can you think of times when you turn problems in your own life and business into opportunities? I want you, that's your first homework today, is to really sit and evaluate and analyze ways that maybe, wow, I didn't realize it. Well, that was true. That was something that was hard. And when I found a solution, you're right, Monique. I mean, you're correct. That did provide great opportunities. So think about things that you've already walked through, okay? You know, I think about a story with Walt Disney. You know, I love me some Disney, and I love Walt's story. It's very inspiring to me, and I'll never forget. There's this ride, or not a ride. There's this walk through kind of museum of Walt's life, and at Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida. And at the very end of it, there is a video of him. And he is just kind of depicting his life. And then there is this segment that is him doing some kind of interview, and it's a voiceover, okay? And him talking. And he says how he would take his daughters to a park to play. And he remembered watching them on this merry-go-round or carousel or something. And he got to thinking about how there really just wasn't many places to take his kids just for a fun, relaxing day of family fun. And he got to thinking about, well, if he doesn't have it, then other people don't have it as well. Which then got him to thinking, well, there needs to be something out there that people can bring their children to, families can come, and they can have fun. So he said that is where he had this dream of Disneyland, of Walt Disney World. You guys, I'm sitting there, ugly face crying, boo-hoo. You know, I'm an emotional person. I'll never forget walking out. My kids were so little. They're so little. And we walk right outside, and right outside where you exit, there's a bathroom. And my husband had to stop and go to the bathroom, and the girls and I, we did not have to go to the bathroom, and they were so little, and I remember getting down on eye level with them, and I looked them in the eyes, and I was like, did you hear that? Did you hear that, girls? Did you hear what he said? I mean, they are young. Like, we are talking little. And I said, do you understand, what if he would have never done that? What if he would have never seen that problem that he thought, or that opportunity? What if he would have never done it? Can you believe we wouldn't be here today? We wouldn't. And I start looking around because I am intense. I'm an intense individual. And I'm talking like this to my children. And I see people kind of looking like, whoa, you're scaring your kids. Like, bring it down a notch, sister. So I just want you to know, people who are successful are people who see opportunities in obstacles. They see needs and they feel it. Now, let me tell you, it's not easy. If it's an obstacle, you may have to bang your head up against it a couple of times before you figure out the solution. It is what it is. If you're one of these, the reason why you need to make sure you got day number 2, freedom from your past, freedom from failing, overcoming your life. These days build upon themselves, you guys, because if you can't get over the fact that something you do may not work out, it paralyzes you. Because part of finding solutions to your problems and to obstacles is failing at something a lot. It is trying something and it not working, and then you going, that didn't work. Well, now I'm going to try this. Well, that didn't work. Well, now I'm going to try this. Well, that didn't work. Well, now I'm going to try this. If you are paralyzed by failure, you're never going to find that solution unless you hit it right at the very first one and you got the golden solution at the beginning. And I'm going to tell you, probably 99.99999% of the time, that's probably not going to happen. A failure is not a failure unless you don't learn something from it. If you try something and it doesn't work, it's not a failure. You have actually been successful at understanding and learning that did not work. Well, that didn't work. That's not how it happens. So you know what? I'm going to keep on trying again. And maybe this is going to work. Maybe the next solution I try, that is going to work. If you followed Walt's story, he tried a lot of things and he failed. And he had hard times come his way. And he created a business. And then it was kind of taken away from him. And then he kept on going. And he kept on going. And he kept on going. Part of being successful is not giving up on day 7 and keeping on, okay? Failure is not fatal. Failure is not a death sentence. It just isn't. I say at the end of page 81, successful people get back up. They get back up. You've heard the stories, Michael Jordan not making it on the basketball team. Well, my goodness, did he get back up? Yes, he did. Walt Disney let go of things. You've heard Lucille Ball. Do you know I Love Lucy? Someone telling her that, you know what, acting is not for you. Well, my goodness, I think she stuck with it. Successful people get back up. Successful people try again. Successful people don't sit in a corner and cry. Successful people don't constantly complain that things are too hard. This is too hard. This is too hard. Successful people do not do that. Find me a successful person, and I can 100% promise you that they've not sat in a corner and cried. Successful people find a challenge and they tackle it with all their might. They're like, ooh, all right, game on. Let's do this. Let's tackle this problem. Game on. I'm telling you guys, pray, Lord, I hand control over to you. But now, as obstacles come in my way, Lord, show me ways to find solutions to those problems. Too hard? Monique, finding solutions are hard. Finding ideas like that, it's hard. I'm not wired that way, Monique. Okay, well, maybe you know what? Maybe it's not the strongest quality you possess. But I believe that you can go to God and you can say this, Lord, I'm having this issue and I have absolutely no way around it. in my own mind, in my own might, in my own knowledge, my history, my past, like my education, like I'm not set up to find a solution to this. So Lord, I need you. I need you to give me a creative idea. You can do more than I can ever ask or think. Do you understand why it's so important to bring God into this? To bring the God factor into our life and our business? So many times we try separating the two. Oh my goodness, we can't bring God into our business because what in the world is everybody going to think? But He is the one that lights our path. He is the one that opens our doors. He is the one that gives us these divine revelations of, here, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? I'm telling you. You know, I don't know if I haven't researched this at all, but I heard my mother-in-law and my father talking yesterday when I walked downstairs, and they were talking about how, you know, Columbus was saying that the world was round, and I have absolutely no clue if this is true. I should have studied my facts beforehand. But my father said that Columbus said that he felt like he had gotten a vision from God that the world was round. Now, I have no clue if that's true. I don't know if they taught that to me in geography or whatever history class back in the day. But hello, the world is round. It was divine. How many things in the course of our history have been this divine wisdom and revelation from God, a God-given divine wisdom? It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So what I tell you is we say, Lord, I cannot do this on my own. Yay, we are moving in the right direction. So Lord, I need you to help me. I need you to give me, this is my problem, I need you to give me a creative solution. Open my eyes to ways that I can fix this. Open my eyes to things that I can do to help other people with this area in their business. Here's another thing you can do, guys. Here's another thing you can do. We tell our girls all the time, if you bring me a problem, bring me a solution. I mean, it just is what it is. If ever you have a problem, let's bring a solution with it. I don't know what career you're in or what job you have, but if you are in a place of business and you've got 2 employees and you've got one employee who complains all of the time and just points out all of the negatives, but you've got another one who says, oh, you know, here, I'm seeing that we've got a little bit of a problem with this, but here's a solution. Here's a way that we can fix it. You've got a complainer and you've got a solution finder. Which one do you think is going to be getting the promotions? You've got one person who sits in a meeting and all they do is gripe and complain, and you've got another person who all they do is go, you know what? I think we should try da-da-da-da-da. Which person do you think is going to be going, okay, it's time, I don't want you, you're getting ready to leave. Oh, no. We need you to stay here. Let's talk about giving you a raise. We don't need you to leave. Come on back. How much more do you want to be making a year? Let's talk about it, because you're a solution finder. The day this person over here that's the complainer wants to leave, don't let the door hit you on your way out. You know what I'm saying? Be a solution finder. Be a solution finder. Go to God. Be a creative solution problem finder. Okay, I say to end this on page 82, do you have some obstacles you are facing? Right now, think about your current business. Do you have some problems that you are facing? List them out and then go to the Lord in prayer. Just try it. I dare you. It can't hurt. And it might not be right away. It may be trying something. It may be an idea that you try that doesn't work, that then leads to, oh, well, that didn't work because of this, so let's try it this way. One may lead to another. Finally, before we pray, I want you to turn to page 83. And I want us to talk about some verses that I listed. I listed out several verses. If you've got your little prayer flip chart here, or scripture flip chart, we have the scriptures listed in this, okay? If you don't have the book and you don't have this, write the scriptures out on your own index cards. You don't have to have that. You can go buy your own, or you can print them out if you're in the 50K to Pray Facebook group, or look on our website. We're about to be putting those there. I'm so sorry. then get those verses and meditate on them and memorize them, okay? These are things that you can pray. These are things that we need to look into the Word and let them be a light into our feet, a lamp into our feet and a light into our path. 2 Corinthians 12:10. Therefore I am well content with weaknesses, with insults, with distresses, with persecutions, with difficulties for Christ's sake. For when I'm weak, then I'm strong. When I am weak, when I can't figure it all out, when I don't know a solution, when I feel like I'm at the end of my ropes, when I don't know, I feel like the sky's falling, oh my goodness, when I'm weak, He is strong. I'm so sorry, I'm getting choked up. Go to Him. So sorry. I need a cough drop. Go to Him. I'm weak, Lord. I need You to be strong. I'm weak. I can't do it. That's laying pride down. That's being humble. I'm weak. I can't do this. I need Your strength. And that's when He comes in and He works the best. When you're weak, He is strong. Ephesians 3:20. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. He can do imaginably more than we can ever ask or think or imagine. Your obstacles, your problems, the things that you're walking through, they're not hard for Him. They're not. He's got amazing solutions. Get these. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, these verses are going to help you. Oh, I may feel worn down, but when I'm weak, He is strong. Oh, you know what? Well, He can do immeasurably. So when the doubts come in your mind, you go back. What do you fight it with the sword of the Spirit? Oh, well, He can do immeasurably more than I can ask or think. Philippians 4:13. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Oh, yes, I can come up with a solution. I can come up with a solution because I know my God. And I know that I'm going to Him and I'm saying, I need Your help. I need Your help. I cannot do this on my own. I need Your help. James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Let's read that one more time. If any of you, not 2/3 of the people watching this video, if any of you, not people wired with a certain personality, not the visionaries, not the strong D personalities, not the extroverts, if any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God. He doesn't just give, He gives generously. Oh, come here, sit down. Let me give you some stuff. Generously. To all, again, all, without finding fault. And it will be given to you. He's just waiting. He's right there going, hey, I'm over here. You weak? Come here. Let me be your strength. That's what He's saying. Let me be your strength. And finally, Proverbs 2:6. For the Lord gives wisdom. From His mouth comes knowledge and understanding. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, but I pray it a lot in our prayers because I've prayed it a lot in my life throughout, for really as long as I can remember. Lord, give me wisdom beyond my years. Lord, I know I'm this age, but give me wisdom way beyond my years. Give me wisdom that I shouldn't even have, Lord, because You give immeasurably more. You give generously. So, Lord, give me wisdom. Lord, when an idea comes, help it be a divine revelation from You. Give me wisdom. Open my eyes. That's not just my prayer. That can be your prayer too. If we want to get moving in the right direction, we've got to see our problems, see those things as an opportunity, and let it propel us forward to reach closer and latch on to God and let Him be our strength, and then give us those creative ideas to get moving in the right direction. Let's pray. Lord, I thank you. I thank you for all of my friends who every single day, they keep watching another video, they keep reading another chapter of this book. They keep digging a little deeper to apply this to their lives, Lord. I pray that every obstacle that they are facing right now in their career, their business, I have no clue what job they're in, but whatever that problem is that they're facing, I pray that they hand it over to you. They come running to you, and laying it down and saying, Lord, I'm weak. I have no clue what to do. But I pray you put something before me. And when you put it before me, and when you put the idea before me, Lord, I'm going to go after it with confidence and boldness. Why? Because I know it's from you. And I know that you do more than I can ever ask or think. I know that you give wisdom. I know that you give it generously. I need that wisdom from you. So, Lord, I pray you give that to them. I pray that you blow their minds. I pray you divine revelation from you. Give them the confidence and the boldness to walk it out. If they fail, Lord, help them pick back themselves up and they go on forward and they try again and you give another idea. Lord, help them stick this out and apply it to their lives. I love you, Jesus. I thank you for everything you're doing in their lives. In your name, amen. All right, guys, let's look at the walkout points, okay, on page 83. I say the first one is, when you catch yourself complaining, here's your walkout points. When you catch yourself complaining because, hey, we all do it, I still do it. Oh my gosh, like what in the world? Why? I still do it. When you catch yourself complaining about a problem, stop and think of a solution. You'll catch yourself. Even ask the Lord, Lord, show me when I'm being a complainer. Stop. Find a solution instead. Ask the Lord to help you have wisdom and discernment on how to handle that situation. Ask a ton of questions. I'm a question asker. Find out what the needs are in your business. Hey, what's so hard about it? Let me ask you this. What do you think the problem is with this? Hey, what do you think this, what's the need with this? Can I tell you, when you remember me telling you about John Maxwell? And I had that moment in the green room where I was able to spend a little bit of time with him. He started asking me some questions about problems that my industry faced. Genius. Be a creative problem solver. He's successful. Why? Because even with all of the success that he has found up to this point, with all of the how many books that he has written, bestsellers, getting paid to speak all over the country, he is still searching out for the opportunities to fix issues. He said it. Monique, what are some of the struggles? Ask tons of questions. Find out what the needs are in your business. What are the issues, the struggles, and the problems? Work with others to find a resolution. This is good. Find a quiet place to sit and think every single day. Every single day. Sit and think. For the first probably 3 months of my journey with the business that I'm in, I kid you not, I sat at a computer and I stared at the structure of how you make business in my company. I sat and stared at it and I would dry my hair. Every morning while I dried my hair, I'd sit, dry my hair. Wasn't even looking in the mirror. Dry my hair, staring at the way I got paid. Trying to figure out a solution. What is the best structure? How do I work this thing? Find a solution, okay? And finally, memorize and meditate on 2 Corinthians 12:10, Ephesians 3:20, Philippians 4:13, James 1:5. Woo! Giving you a lot, people. And Proverbs 2:6, okay? That's going to get you moving in the right direction, you guys. Let's be creative problem solvers. We are not going to be whiny babies. No, we're not. We are not going to be cry babies. We're not going to be like, wah, here's a pacifier. No, we're not. We are going to be courageous, and we are going to get out there, and we are going to go to God, and we are going to say, help us find solutions. Tomorrow, day number 12, building a community. That was a problem, an obstacle. We found a solution, and we started building a community. And we're going to talk all about that tomorrow. Let's get moving in the right direction. Let's keep staying there. Okay, guys? I love you. I hope you have the most amazing day ever. Okay? See ya. Bye.